Greetings, frail pathetic humans, and welcome to Ludonauts. I am your host, the narrator, a dark cosmic being dwelling somewhere just beyond the event horizon, but closer than you would like. I have taken, nay, snatched away 3 unsuspecting mortals from your world, and will subject them to arduous roleplay experiences. Without any further ado, please, Ludonauts, introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Craig. I'll be playing Swind Bellum this evening, a totally lucid man with hopes and dreams.
And a mild dislike for certain avian species.
It has been said, it has been noted in the past that he does have a mild dislike of crows.
And who else?
And Sweet Boy, a monosyllabic, muscle-bound mutt.
Hello, my name's Robin. I'll be playing Vato Makari, who is a fashion-obsessed grave robber armed with a crossbow, and his untrustworthy sidekick Leonard, who is a chihuahua-headed dog man.
I'm Michael, and I'll be playing Gotvind Golden, who's got a magical whip that kills everything in front of him, and he's still somehow a bit grumpy. I'm also playing Dagwin, the Earthbound, who's a little scaredy cat, ironically for a dog man, who appears to have made everybody very angry at him in the last adventure.
Previously on Ludonauts, our heroes are on their way to the village of Markan to collect taxes for the Shadow King. You join them as they break camp, having had a violent encounter with some skeletons the night before. Morning has broken, and with that, I must roll to see if a misery occurs. And Leviathan shall come among you, children winter born and fated to fall before snow, both shall take.
How do we experience this misery if we do at all?
So, morning breaks, but something seems subtly off. There's a change in the air, and although it never gets... This is not a particularly light place in general, although this is never a particularly well illuminated place, it just seems darker than normal this morning, and there's no accounting for it. There's a strange feeling of sort of uneasiness in all 6 of you, almost like an animal knows that something's wrong, but there's nothing obvious, nothing immediate happens. You sort of look around at each other, and you know, any sort of, maybe you had a little bit of a adrenaline buzz still going from the fight with the skeletons last night, but all 6 of you just look kind of deflated.
Well,
Yes.
You look exactly the same, Gotland.
I suppose
I feel terrible, but you look...
you were feeling rather terrible before.
I was. That was physical. This is a spiritual feeling.
It's very dull.
There's something just in the air, something wrong.
Vato sort of pokes at the embers of the fire. Well, you know, felt almost like we were going to sort of skate by and nothing was going to happen, but I think it feels like
Is this...
I don't think the party's over, but I feel like the host is starting to shuffle the glasses around.
Is this what happens after you kill like a big bunch of skeletons? Like you feel great, you feel like the best you've ever felt, but then the next day...
The skeleton come down.
Exactly. I killed skeletons. We all killed skeletons.
I think for you that is the after effects of smoking all the villagers grug weed, whatever that was.
It was good weed.
I don't think it was good weed. I think it was bad weed.
It was of a quality.
It was, yes, our quality specifically. Yeah.
It's hard to explain, because being assaulted by the undead is not something that has been out of the norm for a good long time now.
Yeah, we saw that one playing a violin.
And though it does seem ominously dark, it is very early. It's not that... I don't know exactly what time it is. It's not that strange to say that it would be dark.
Can we eliminate the possibility that it's your piss-ridden hat that's done this? I want to say everything was fine until you start, because I was putting up with it. I was sitting here, eyes watering, but I was putting up with it. And now that I look around and the world seems bleak and terrible, and the only thing that's changed is the fact that you've committed to wearing this reeking hat. Is it your fault? Should we blame you?
Vatar's put a feather in the mitre. He's taken the feather out of his old hat and he's put it in. So, well, you see,
Have you offended something?
Now, counterpoint on this theological debate. If merely the scent of an unwashed garment was the problem, then I think you, guy who slept in a pool of his own sick for the entirety of yesterday and still hasn't washed, might be the greater offender.
Yeah, but
You were leaking. Also, I don't think there's that much liquid in a person, and I would know I've taken apart a fair few.
But none of my clothes are spirit. None of them are like consecrated. Like, you feel like you're laughing at someone's god.
It feels not so much like we are cursed, as much as something has broken.
Feels like the whole world has had a bad meal.
It's as if there's some background elements that I've never noticed, and now I'm noticing the absence of.
Is Leonard okay?
Yeah, we turn to look at Leonard.
Leonard seems a little bit more sullen than usual.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, you will have to break camp and get on your way. There's still a job to be done.
Well, time to saddle up. Come on. Up.
Yes.
Feet. Achtung, come on.
No reason to stop. This was always happening.
Yeah. Don't worry
You're
about
taking the joy out of taxing people.
Don't fight. We can burn some stuff when we get some.
Oh, well, yeah. We can brighten up their day with fire.
Well, by the bar day was fire.
We'll brighten up someone's day. The literal day will be brightened by the burning fires of their dying homes.
So soon you're packed up and you set out on the road again. After maybe travelling for about a mile or so, you come to a place in the road where there's a tree. And this tree, many of the branches are impaled with figures that are hanging down, and they're leaking a sort of thick black blood onto the ground. And you can see that these aren't people, these are wickheads. These are the lantern-headed people that sometimes dwell in this land, and they seem to have been not only, killed, roughed up and impaled in this tree, but they've been mutilated as well. There's like bits, just assorted bits of them lying on the ground.
I'm going to stop the cart on this occasion, actually, and I'm going to go over and see if I can, by examining the wickheads, if I can tell anything about how they've been killed.
Looking at them, they seem to have lost a fight. It's not entirely impossible they encountered the same group that you encountered last night.
Well, those skeletons were a lot more malicious than normally you expect skeletons to be. You see a skeleton, you expect them to be sort of like soulless, sort of walking about, not laughing, not enjoying themselves. This could be their previous handiwork, or it could be something else, something spookier. There's
a low groan from up in the branches.
Mm-hmm. Can I tell where it's coming from?
You can see one of them sort of moving slightly. There's a fellow dressed in pauper's clothes with a sort of black cast iron lantern as a head. And he seems to be still alive despite missing an arm and having a branch through his other shoulder. But he seems to have lost a lot of blood.
Hello! You alright?
Their voices sound slightly metallic because they've got lanterns for heads.
Oh, they're wickheads.
It's like the lantern, lit.
His one, it is still lit slightly, but it's sputtering. All the other lantern heads are out.
Got her. Mm-hmm. And Vatar passes him a flask of oil, just some lamp oil on his head to keep him lit a bit longer, see if he knows anything.
How far out of reach is this?
You could possibly pull him down, or maybe Sweet Boy would be tall enough to disengage him from the branch.
And we're absolutely certain that this isn't a killer tree of death.
Nope. Sweet Boy.
Sweet Boy will begrudgingly walk towards the tree to gingerly grab him.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm saying he does it gingerly, but he's a very muscular dog man with very pressure-filled fingers.
Mm-hmm. With a surprising amount of delicacy, Sweet Boy plucks the gravely injured wickhead down from the tree.
I like to think that Sweet Boy's still holding him. He doesn't put him down. He's just holding him at arm's length from his body.
Okay.
To the rest of the party.
He's missing one arm.
Yeah, so it's easy to do.
And he seems to be, he's cut and mangled all over. One of the glass panes of his head is actually broken.
Well, lads, I don't want to be, crass about it, but we might have to torture this guy.
I'll go around in front to see him. And I'll just say, can you speak?
Help me.
Do I know how to help them? I mean, do these things bleed like normal men?
Their bloods are sort of dark blue, but it's started to dry and turn black.
Do we have bandages or things like that?
We have some, but I'll be honest with you, Gotvin, I don't think there's an awful lot left that bandages can do.
Probably not.
You were going to splash him with oil. You're
Just going to put some on his head to keep the lid.
give it a go.
That's not.
We don't know.
You don't know, and I personally don't know if that's how it works.
Would we know very much about wickheads? Because last time I asked about them, you were saying, like, oh, they're a known quantity.
You know that they exist, you don't know much about them. They tend to keep to themselves a lot of the time.
I like this one a lot because he's not hassling us, and he doesn't seem like he'd have the capacity to hassle us. And that's a unique factor in the people that we've met.
I'm going to say, sweet boy, like, put him on the ground. I'll try. And I'll get some rags from the cart and see if I can...
Sweet Boy doesn't listen to you because you're a dog racist. Swindle will lean in and be like, just pop him down. And then Sweet Boy will begrudgingly do that whilst not taking his eyes off of you.
Okay. Well, I'll see if I can do something to stop him from dying immediately.
Do you want to make get some presents roll?
Yeah, okay. Presents. +2. Oh, 21.
You patch him up as best you can. You don't really know much about wicked biology, but you assume that some of the basics still apply.
And does he respond, like, during this?
He sort of keeps muttering something to himself. He keeps going, the Flesh Legion. The Flesh Legion. The Dark Queen.
And I'll just say, like, who are they? Who's the Dark Queen?
The Dark Queen, she will take us all.
Is that who harmed you? The Flesh Legion?
And with that, his light starts to sputter out and then goes out.
Sorry to waste our time, everyone. And I'll take the rags back.
That's interesting. A queen. We don't work for a queen, do we, boys?
No, a Shadow King.
We work for a Shadow King.
There's a Shadow King, there is a Dark Queen. I mean, I don't know, like... News travels slowly. A transition could have happened when we were away.
There are multiple rulers and multiple lands. I can't remember which are which, but...
You know, if the Blood Countess Anthelia has a lot of nicknames and people are not keen on her. She dwells in the city of Alliance. And geographically, it's not far from here, but it's a fairly long journey by road. There's a lot of dark tales about her, but you've never heard her referred to as the Dark Queen.
Interesting.
No religious figure that I would have heard of as the Dark Queen either?
Nothing immediately springs to mind. And you've not heard of the Flesh Legion either. That doesn't mean anything to you. Those guys you fought last night were distinctly non-flesh.
Yeah. But it could be an ironic title.
Or they could be a legion that is in pursuit of flesh because they themselves have none.
They probably wanted our flesh.
Possibly.
Goodness.
Well, I can tell you what it doesn't. It doesn't bode well.
No, as taxmen, as takers of people's things, one thing we don't need is competition.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. The only thing worse than the Dark Queen is the Dark Queen's inland revenue.
Exactly. What if we go to this third place and they've already been taxed by this third party?
The bony hand of the taxman.
Well, as I say, the only thing certain in life is death and taxes.
Well, let's make doubly certain of one, and I'll get back in the cart.
As you head off down the road, you reflect that wicked heads sometimes you can get a little bit of money for them, but you've already moved on.
Well, you could have shared that fucking information prior.
I was assuming they were like pumpkin heads.
No, they've got actual metal heads.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We're not known to desecrate the dead.
Haha, yeah.
66% of the party.
Well, it's like a treasure encounter then, basically, because like how many heads were there?
Maybe 7.
And how much does one go for?
Between 10 and 20 shillings.
Oh, I'd pose a card return.
I don't know.
Look, do you feel a moral query?
I think on
It's
another
not really
day...
a moral thing. It's just like, are we really going to be spending our money?
Well, this is the thing. On another day, we'd have gone straight back for that money, cash in that bread. But like, we're all feeling quite low. The world's misery.
That's true. It's like a dog not playing with its favourite toy.
Our heart's not in it.
Vatter doesn't even want to do with a grave robbing. God, look at him.
Particularly strange for Vatter.
Well, they were wearing paupers' clothes,
That's true.
And you've already got a pissy hat, so what more could you want?
They were dressed poorly, perhaps like highwaymen or something.
Oh, yes. Highwaymen. The scourge of the earth. Godwin, listen to me. Do you know how hard it is going from A to B? You've got a big sack of clothes on your back that you legally obtained. And then this guy popped out of a bush and goes, give me all you have. And you're like, well, I'm not very liquid right now. And then they say, oh, your money or your life. And it's like, well, I haven't really got, like, much money. Again, not very liquid. I haven't got much of a life because the world is ending. And then they get really pissy with you. And it's like, well, it's not my fault you picked Pauper's Lane to do the jumping out of. It doesn't really scream affluence, does it? Godwin, why aren't you looking at me?
Is this a purely rhetorical point?
I'll say, I am looking at you, you just can't see it because of the helmet.
He says, his head looking the other direction.
Yes.
You press on for another maybe 40 minutes to an hour or so. And all the time, in the distance, this massive plateau is getting closer. You know, now that you're getting a closer look at it, you can see it does very much remind you of a giant headsman's chopping block for decapitating prisoners. The aqueduct, or the ruins of the aqueduct, I should say, that you've been walking alongside, you can see that the landscape you're on starts to descend, and obviously the aqueduct stays at the same level, and you can see that there's a fairly large section of it sticking out the side of the plateau. So presumably you're guessing they loaded materia from the mines straight onto the barges in a way, but obviously those days are long gone now because the aqueduct's, in ruins. It's mostly just the big columns standing.
You were saying that they mine, like, silver scale or something like that?
They mine...
Corpse iron.
What's
Corpse
iron. Yeah.
Corpse iron. In ancient prehistory, a massive iron dragon fell to earth there, thus creating the plateau. As you head across the plain, you can see closer now that there seems to be some sort of construction on the top. You can see there's like houses and there's like the classic sort of little brick smokestacks, there's smoke pumping into the sky of some sort of processing going on, but there seems to be also a construction. Now, your character's never seen anything like this. Perhaps to the players it would seem like a little bit Eiffel Towery, a little bit like a large pylon. It's a sort of spindly metal structure. Looks to be about maybe 3/4 complete, built up into the sky on top of this plateau. Up the side of the plateau, there's a sort of dark line that you suspect might be this lift, one of the few ancient wonders still working.
How large is Markan compared to the previous towns of visitors?
It's about the same size. It's not an especially large town. Perhaps it used to be more populous in days gone by.
Well, I suppose we make for what looks like it might be the lift.
Who wants to do the honours this time?
Of shouting our intentions.
Yes.
I think perhaps we should wait until we have been allowed up the lift.
Okay.
That's a good point. You want to really get in amongst your audience.
Well, the town's built on 2 levels. There's Lower Markan, which is at the base, and Upper Markan, which is actually on top. You make your way across the Great Plain of Markan. It's strewn with enormous dark slag heaps of, you're guessing, slag being brought up from the mine. The road winds round them. There's a few places where they've sort of moved or collapsed and you have to awkwardly make your way over them. And soon you're standing at the gates of Markan. A small section of walled town. You've got the dark ominous bulk of Fairhoo's chopping block looming up right up above you. It's huge, hundreds of feet high. And the smaller part of the town is a walled off section. It's 5 or 6 buildings. And again, there's another one of these wooden palisades that seems common to this part of the world. And the gate is shut.
Is there a gatekeeper?
What are you going to do? Are you going to shout? Or
Well, can I see one first of all?
you don't see anybody, no?
Yes.
Go on, Godwin.
Give him the official greeting.
Give him the foghorn.
We represent the Shadow King and we demand entrance.
Your voice echoes off rock.
Oh, goody, is no one in? If they have all gone to some underground chamber and there's a big pool of dookie, I am going home.
I'm going to dismount. I'm going to go over towards the gate. I'm going to unfurl my whip. And I'm going to do 3 very big wind-up whip cracks against the door.
It doesn't do anything, aside from there's a really spectacular echo off the rock walls, but it doesn't seem to have opened the gate. Whipping's not traditionally a good way of opening a door.
No, but it does make a lot of noise.
It does, you're right.
No one seems to come to investigate?
No.
I'll get off the cart and I'll go up to the gate. Is it push openable?
It's shut.
It's shut. It's locked shut. Like even if I jostle really hard with just one arm.
Going, let me in!
Exactly.
It does seem shut. It's only maybe about 12 foot high, so I'm not wanting to make suggestions, obviously, but if one of you was to stand on the other shoulder, you would probably be able to climb over.
Yes, I was kind of expecting that we probably would need to break in, but I just want to establish the situation.
Okay, give me a leg up. I'm the only one not wearing heavy armour.
Okay, very well.
And I know I'm beating a very similar drum here, but you do absolutely reek. I've tolerated the cart journey with you, and I was actually hoping to get several feet from you, starting from exactly now. But
Sven, there's some parable about glass houses. And I can't quite bring it to mind.
Those who have thrown up all over themselves shouldn't throw piss-based stones.
A wild night. I feel a lot better now. I'm not. These are the only clothes that I want. You don't have to wear the pissy hat. You're choosing this.
Vata takes off the hat. He takes off the mitre, and he just sort of backhands Sven across the face with it. It leaves a wet mark across the.
Oh no, it's not. It's not wet. It's dry, but it just you can tell this hat's been exposed to urine at some point.
May not be wet, but Swin feels it. Swin feels like
psychologically
the psychological shame and sadness.
It's like a public toilet that old men use a lot.
Yeah, stale.
That particular sort of stale smell.
Oh, God. Well, I brought this on myself. I'm just going to sit in the dirt for a minute or two.
Well,
he puts the mitre back on, by the way, keeping it on.
Gotvin will quite happily give Vater a leg up, and I'll also say perhaps the Earthbound may be spry enough to also climb.
In fact, you want to be locked in there with Leonard? Are you mad?
Dagon will go, I can do it, sir. Yes, absolutely. I'll see what's going on.
Oh, right, Dagvin. Okay, do I need to roll, or do I just...
No, so why are you arranging this then?
So Gotvin has his, I presume he's doing that thing where he laces his hands, and then Vatar's just going to step in and hoist himself up to the top of the barricade and pull himself over.
You pull yourself over the parapet and there's a little ledge there. It's made out of wood. It's a standard, when you get logs on their ends and that. There's a little bit for a guard to stand. You can see the village. As I say, there's only about 3 or 4 houses on the lower part of the level, and it seems quite empty. There's just a couple of houses and a little chapel, and you can see a sort of great Gothic stone outbuilding. Literally seems to be carved out of the side of the rock. Behind it, there's a channel carved in the rock going upwards, and there's a chain hanging down, but there's no actual lift there.
Can you see a way to open the gates from that side?
Can I?
You can indeed. It's just got the standard big plank that you just lift off, and then it should open. So you climb your way down and you do that.
Okay, so swing open the door. Okay.
Gotvin brings the cart in. Are you going to lock it? Going to shut it behind you?
Well, it's a danger either way, because if we leave it open, then other things can get in from outside. If we shut it behind us, then it might be quite difficult for us to get out.
I say we lock it, because we can always undo it in a hurry. Dangerous, but if we don't lock it, what will happen is all these people will come out of the slag heaps will come alive and then they'll come and eat us or something.
As in all things, there is no good outcome, so I'll just do what I've been told. I'll close the door.
Yeah. So there's just the chain. Can we actually reach the chain, or? It's
a massive chain. Each link on the chain's the size of a man's thigh. Hanging down from way up the top. It seems more like a porch, if you can imagine, carved out the rock in quite a sort of fancy, Baroque Gothic style.
I think we should investigate these buildings before we do anything else, because I think we want to have a more secure place to put all of our items in the cart, see if there's a stable or some such, and we also want to identify if everybody here is already dead, or simply not cooperating.
I want to treat myself to picking up some plates and dropping them on the floor.
Like at a wedding?
Just out of spite. Just out of pure spite, because it's been some amount of days.
Like a real Galgenbeth kind of wedding.
We had a lovely party, because we solved the problem in the last time, but we didn't burn it down, did we?
We solved 2 problems in the last time, really.
We were good guys, we're heroes, but I
created more.
I just want to smash someone's personal belongings.
Dagwin, while Svind is making a large distracting noise over here, go and investigate these buildings.
Again.
So there's a handful of houses made out of a mix of what and dauble, but also shored up with slag from the mine, with something they've got a lot of. One of these seems to be a fairly basic chapel, and you can hear thin singing, a single voice coming from the chapel. There whose blood never failed me yet. Never failed me yet. Never failed me yet. And so on.
Dagwin will hear that and absolutely not investigate further, and instead come back and report to the rest of us.
Okay, time. Vata fixes little pissy mitre.
Killing time.
999. Interrogation time. Zen's a killing time.
Swindle put his sword slowly. Not down, but not fully up.
Is there a building where we could hide the donkey and cart?
There is a stable that hasn't seemed to be used for a while, but it would do for your purposes.
I just don't want all of our stuff to be out in the open.
That's good thinking.
So we'll park the donkey and then we should probably see who this singer is.
Yeah.
Swindle take point on this one. I think we should bring the dogs. I'll go up to the chapel, was it?
It's quite a simple chapel. You see them a lot out in the countryside.
Is the door open, closed?
It's ajar.
It's ajar. I'll kick it fully open and I'll shout, "We are the elected representatives of the Shadow King. Make yourself known."
There's a couple of rows of simple stone benches and an altar, and there's a man. You thought he was crouching down, but as he spins round, you can see he in fact has no legs. And
this bodes well. This bodes well, lads.
Oh yeah, nothing says things are going really well at a place like missing limbs.
What he seems to me
is normal.
Is highly taxable. Go on.
And he's on a little board with wheels on it,
Mm-hmm.
and he turns round, and you can see he's quite an elderly man. He's got like a long unkempt beard and sort of burst veins in his cheeks, and he seems to have maybe found a source of wine from somewhere. "Back for more, you bloody heretics!"
I'll tell you what, Verho's blood didn't, failed his legs, didn't it? It's funny, because he's been injured in a way that's quite severe. 9. I don't think we are...
He sort of scoots towards you using his hands to propel himself on his little board.
Like he's coming at us. I mean,
he's not charging.
He's coming at us. That's what I'm hearing. Like,
ask him what's happened.
Why don't you just clear off, bloody bandits and heretics? Had enough problems.
Look, would a heretic whip you this well? And I'll just
don't whip him.
Point to you.
Don't whip him. You'll kill him. Don't do it.
I'm standing outside the threshold of the chapel, a little bit awkwardly.
It's quite a pathetic spectacle, really.
I'll take the whip from its loop and just sort of point at it.
He's one of our best whippers.
And then I'll say, "What's happened here?"
What's happened? Bloody heresy, that's what's happened.
Vatar will crouch down and try and catch underneath the board and just flip him backwards.
He sort of flops back onto his back.
Like a turtle.
Yeah. You feckin' arsehole.
Yeah, I am one of those. Not strictly heretics.
I suppose you're the most heretical of us all.
Because I've got the hat.
Because of the pissy hat.
Anyway,
There's a man with no legs on his back. He still isn't as appalling as you are.
What's appalling about not having legs? That's not his fault.
It's not his fault, but he's sad. Like, I'm looking at him and I'm feeling sad and, sympathetic to him. And I see your pissy hat and I feel worse for us. I feel worse.
Oh, it is an unintended but joyous side effect that you feel first looking at my amazing hat.
It's a good hat. It's a great shape of a hat. The design of the hat isn't the flaw. Anyway, yes, the man. He's on his back. You wounded him.
Yeah. This is actually, we have not been here before. This is very much our first rodeo. What has occurred? You said heretics, you said bandits. We're also not seeing any people.
Heretics came. There's some sort of... He's like some sort of magus or something. He can hypnotise you. He hypnotised all the people, and now they're building something up there.
The structure.
What happened to the lift, the elevator? One of the wonders of the world. We thought there would be postcards or something. We could.
It's up at the top. They won't send it back down.
Oh.
They don't want anyone to go up.
How many of them were there?
A whole bunch of them. They look like demons, half-breed demons. Their mothers must have lay with demons.
So they must be from the next village over then. Oh. And why weren't you taken?
I wasn't any use to them.
Got hands?
After.
We could put you to work, don't worry.
There's always room for more forced labour.
I was doing the mines as a young man, but that's when this happened to me. Gestures at, his lack of legs. I wasn't any use to them. It took me over as well, for a time, but they left me here.
I see.
So they released you?
No, they just left me here, and then the spell, the enchantment, whatever that magus fellow had done, it wore off. And now it's just me and the wine.
Well...
Not anymore, it isn't. Leonard takes a wine.
Yeah, I was going to say, because, 10%, how much do we take? We have to tax them quite heavily.
Yes, I should probably explain, sir. We are taxmen from the Shadow King, and we require a tithe from this town, whether or not there has been banditry or any similar
Or
situation.
heretics. It's not been paid. The Shadow King's getting very, very upset. He's holy, I assume. I assume he's holy.
Perhaps you could tell us of some riches that could be extracted from the Magus and thus give us a reason to care.
You get rid of him, and the townspeople will be happy to pay once the spell's off.
I like to say he's like, oh, there were bandits and a magus, and I've lost my legs. And we're like, that's right, it gets worse, there's tax. Is there another way up to the top of Vehu's chopping block?
The quickest way up's the lift, but
it's not available, yeah. But is there another way up? Is there like something carved into the mountain itself?
you can get access through the old tunnels. They were sealed up years ago, but they're still it all connects up. It's a bit of a climb.
But it's better than trying to climb up the iron chain.
You're looking at the iron chain, and you're looking at the more or less sheer rock cliffs, and you're thinking, no, that's not really a proposition.
I take the old man and put him back on his board.
He's putting you back on your board, but he will be back to tax you. Like, he'll take your clothes.
I thought Leonard was getting the wine already.
But we've already taken quite a lot of the wine. Is there anything that we should know about these tunnels, my good friend? Any scary beasts that live in the tunnels? Any spooky things that go on there? Why were they sealed?
It's a good question.
Aye. They dug deep, and it's unwholesome down there.
Unwholesome?
Unwholesome, aye.
Well, given the state of everything else, you describing down there as unwholesome has me terrified.
They found an ancient forest under there. Aye.
Not the first underground forest we've encountered.
So, would you have to go through this ancient underground forest to get up to the top?
Not necessarily. There are several routes.
Okay.
Do you know them?
It's been many years since I've been that way.
Well, you're the only person who can possibly guide us.
And you probably don't have much to live for, really.
My faith in Verhu is strong. In fact, it's been
the
stronger now.
Because you were hypnotised.
Aye.
By a scary man who may or may not pay his taxes. We might get up there.
It was more the leg thing I was going for. Aye.
Why does it increase your faith in Verhu? Is that like a big tenet of Verhuism? Is it like, oh, if you're a really good boy, Father Verhu will come down and cut off your legs?
Blessed are the legless, which is also why he's drunk.
Ah!
There's a lot of suffering and mortification of the flesh goes on in religion here.
We're like the Mork version of Anglicans, so this is all new to us for the first time. Bassless tombolas, you know.
Yes. A proposal then. If it were possible to take you with us through the tunnels, and perhaps to have you more mobile than your contraption there could allow, would you be able to guide us with your previous knowledge of where the tunnels link up?
Unless you can grow me a new set of legs, boy, I don't think so.
Well, we have several sets of legs, and I'll look at Sweet Boy and hold up some rope.
Sweet Boy's still throwing you daggers. But he's more than capable. I like that, Sweet Boy. And I'm saying that in character. Swin's just saying, I like that, Sweet Boy. He's a good boy.
I can take you to where the old mine entrance is, but...
Okay.
Instead of taking you with us, which obviously, although that would be hilarious, I'm beginning to understand is possibly quite impractical.
I just like him.
No. How good are you with, say, horses, donkeys, etc.? We have a donkey, we're not taking the donkey with us. Would you be able to keep an eye on the donkey?
Aye, I can do that.
Fantastic. I don't know, he likes carrots, bites fingers, is generally quite sullen, I would say.
More likely to kick you than you realise.
And from further across the room than you would suspect, you're like, oh, he's all the way over there. He'll get you. Those back legs, unnaturally long.
Have you any wine?
I don't know if you do or not.
Yeah, we have
You're biting you off somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You possibly even took some with you from the last village, because wine was one of the things they produced.
We'll give you a vine skin. You look after the donkey. We'll go into the tunnels. If you hear screaming, we're probably dying.
And if you don't hear screaming, we are probably dying.
Yeah.
As we're leaving, I'll look at him and I'll be like, there are skeleton men out there that are hungry for exactly your flesh.
So he leads you back out the gate. there's another road which goes off to the east of the village for maybe 10-15 minutes. And you can see there's a sort of depression in the ground. If you imagine like a sort of quarry, with one wall of it being the cliff face, you can see that there seems to have been like a rock fall almost that looks partially deliberate, but you can see that over time a lot of looser rocks being sort of blown away, swept away, washed away, and you can see that there are some sort of gaps which you would be able to crawl down. That's the old mine entrance.
You wouldn't be trying to kill us now, old man, because of the fact that we roughed you up and was like a hair's breadth of whipping you?
If you kill those bloody heretics, anything is forgiven. You're doing Verhu's work, my son.
You're a nice guy.
I'm going to eye the entranceway and say, I feel we should have picks, shovels. I don't trust...
It looks like you'd be able to crawl through. You might have to take your armour off for this bit. You would be a long time picking away at it.
Yeah. None of us are, like, good at that sort of thing. Are there any weapons or such that wouldn't be able to fit into the gap? Because, like, we'll do a little, like, pre-going in, splitting up, like, resources between us.
Your crook might be a bit awkward.
Yeah. Okay, I'll leave that behind then.
That's a shame, because that's the other good weapon, right?
I was very much looking forward to seeing what it did.
Yeah.
But
Can Sweet Boy fit in? Can our blessed Sweet Boy?
Sweet Boy is going to find this tough going.
just seem to leave Sweet Boy behind.
Sweet Boy and the old man solving crimes together. Swindle turned to Sweet Boy, but okay. I do want to bring you with us because we're going to go up to fight a man. Your muscular prowess is noted and appreciated, and you killed those skeletons and they stabbed you and you showed no emotion, and I was very impressed. I was terrified of the skeletons. It was an emotional day. And Sweet Boy is just looking at Swin, just not really listening. And then Swin instructs him to stay with the old man, make sure he doesn't... Well, you're making a face there. Like, I was assuming that I couldn't bring him with me, because you're saying it's going to be hard going. Is it going to be physically...
You're going to have to try. Okay. Sweet Boy's going to have the hardest time.
Okay.
He's all... Leonard's fine.
Well, then just scrub that then.
I will doff my armour. I'll disassemble it so that it doesn't weigh me down, and when Godwin takes off his helmet, he reveals shoulder-length, completely golden hair, and somehow, even though you've never seen him do any physical grooming, it looks completely, beautifully washed, and he is also completely clean-shaven.
Deeply suspicious of everything here.
Maybe he's born with it.
Then I'll say to Vatar, do you have any hats or masks or...
Are you just feeling uncomfortable with your face so exposed?
Yes.
Bend down here. Like, he attaches like a bandana, like over your nose and mouth. Would you like the leather armor, since you have the closest combat weapon of the group, and I care more if you die?
If we think it would be easy to get through while wearing it, then yes.
So are we leaving our armour here, or are we just like disassembling it to like...
The armour can come through with you, but you're just not really wearing it. You're going to have to sort of more bundle it up. It's not full plate armour you've got.
It's heavy armour.
It's heavy armour.
Here's my suggestion then.
Yes.
We leave Sweet Boy along with the old man and the donkey.
Okay.
We leave the armour with Sweet Boy and the old man and the donkey.
Uh-huh.
And then when we get up to the top, we can... either using the lift or with a long bit of rope, and we can...
I see what you're saying, but I have the sense that we'll have to fight through a dungeon.
Yes, we are going to die,
Uh-huh.
but not necessarily today.
But I think that like we will gain access to that lift once we have dealt with everything and then can leave.
Possibly.
That's the sense that I get.
Okay, tell you what. Sweet Boy, we can always just send him back. If he can get in one way, he can clamber back if he's unable to take part in it. But I would feel much more comfortable if Sweet Boy was with us, with his flail.
Just thinking about one of those, cave or horror story things with like the diagram where like they crawl in and then...
Everyone's stuck behind Sweet Boy.
Saddam Hussein? What are you doing here? So, Leonard, I'm giving you a lantern because you are the smallest and most wriggliest. I want you to go in and scream if something is killing you. And what if something doesn't kill me? Ooh, talking to you makes my skin crawl. In you go, Leonard. He doesn't throw Leonard in, but he does sort of like push him.
Yes. I feel that Dagwin could perhaps help in scouting, because that's what he's supposed to be good at, is he's got like +3 perception or something.
Wunderbar.
Send him in next. They can take one lantern. Everyone assign yourself a buddy.
The body system.
The buddy system.
The body system for the cave deaths we're about to experience.
Yeah, if we die, we all die together.
I mean, I've kind of resigned myself to that fact.
That's a good point, yeah. We are all going to definitely
we were
die.
in that jail cell.
Yes.
I very much made my peace with the non-crow-based gods.
The starving to death.
Yeah.
Do you know, in a way, I sort of miss this jail cell. Like, I don't miss being hungry.
I also miss the jail cell.
I don't miss being hungry all the time and, like, fighting, like, with you two. I'm sorry for all the things that I did say.
You bit me that time. You bit me in an inappropriate place.
I'm not entirely surprised, Vatar, that you don't miss fighting with us all the time.
Well, it's, like, not to be that way. You were lying very still, you were sleeping very deeply, and I thought that maybe you had moved on.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do sleep with my eyes open and my mouth open.
Yes, and you go very cold.
Very cold. I'm told there's like a howl, like a low, guttural...
It is like a death rattle, yeah.
Exactly.
I guess I haven't seen your face since we were all in the cell together. Because ever since you got to the tablet, you've never taken it off. But I guess we're all covered in muck, but you're never covered in muck. There's always so... And like, your body, like when you were going through the sludge, you were covered in sludge, but your face is always like really pristine.
When we're in the cells together, we each shared a thick carapace of like gruel and bile and stuff, encrusted on us.
But you were always just so clean.
Yes. Shall we?
Oh, sorry for making polite conversation. Leonard, are you through yet?
He just can't take a compliment. He can't
take a compliment.
You're literally saying you're always so clean and he just can't take it.
If you were saying this in the cell, we'd be like, oh, you're such a good cellmate. The other one was eaten by the cockroaches. And you would go, thanks. And we'd be like, okay, fine. Like, sorry if that's a sensitive subject, as you're a nice person to share a cell with. I don't see what the big deal is. Anyway.
He never bit me.
Leonard is taking forever to get through this hole.
Leonard wriggles his way through the gap between sort of large boulders until he enters what must have been a proper entrance to the mine. It's a long passageway, but again it's been mostly filled in, so he has to wriggle on his belly. There's only about 2 foot of clearance between the sand and gravel that the mine entry has been filled in with and the ceiling, so he's sort of crawling forward on his belly. How far is he going to go?
I actually don't think Leonard's that uncomfortable in spaces like this, because I think
True.
Because I think that this is the sort of place he would go to hide from the beatings when he was in the kitchen.
Claustrophobia is certainly not an issue for Leonard.
No.
Is he going to press further on, or is he going to call back to say that he's found the way in?
I think he's just going to keep wiggling. Actually, have we attached a rope to Leonard?
Or you tell me.
Yeah, I think I attached a rope to Leonard, because even around his waist doesn't add that much, but yeah.
So the rope just keeps threading through this crack between the massive boulders. And after a while, it's getting quite close to the end of it.
Close to the end of his rope.
Mm-hmm.
Is he alright? I don't want Leonard to die.
Leonard? Leonard, can you hear me?
Leonard can't hear you at the moment.
I could take the end of the rope and go further in, because if he keeps going further in, then there must be more space.
I took it as a more sinister thing of like, Leonard, the personality has like, receipt, like, Leonard can't hear you right now.
But, okay, yes, I'll take the rope and I'll go at a rope's distance behind the scouting.
You crawl in between these boulders.
Just make sure I've got a knife, actually, if I'm going to be doing tunnel fighting.
We've all got knives.
Okay.
Evan's got a knife. He's starting with a knife.
You're in this passageway that's mostly filled up. You're crawling along, are you on your stomach, on your back?
Well, stomach, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing for light?
Good point. You gave Leonard your lantern.
I gave Leonard my lantern. Yeah.
So I'll use
Following
my
the
lantern.
light of Leonard.
You can see, it looks like quite far off. There seems to be light of some sort.
Is the rope moving, by the way?
It's still moving.
Okay, good. Fair enough.
You proceed crawling along on your hands and legs. It's a tight squeeze, and it's rough underneath on your knees, on your knees and on your shins. It's just gravel, loose rocks that this passageway's been filled in with.
My sensitive, usually armoured skin. Can't deal with this.
More unpleasantly, the ceiling is crawling with white albino cave crickets. They're these sort of large, quite freakish looking things really. They're about the length of your thumb, and they chirrup slightly, just uncomfortably close. And they're crawling in faces like little carpets off them.
Do I know anything about these creatures, like if they're poisonous or
if they're an excellent source of protein?
Anything like that. If I upset them, will they swarm all over me and be worse?
These are a thing from the real world.
Okay.
They're just a thing that exists in caves and old mines.
I'll try to just put them out of my mind.
You try not to dislodge them or anything like that. And after what seems like an age, but must have only been about 15 or 20 uncomfortable minutes, it opens out into what must have been a natural cavern, but also you can see the east and the west walls are man-made walls made out of material that's dug up from the mines. This is called gob wall. This is a real thing as well.
Gob wall.
Gob wall. Imagine like a dry stone dike, and there are 2 doors on the east and west in this gob wall, and then the passageway narrows at the far end, so at the north end, and you can see that there's a tunnel going off as well. Leonard stands in the middle. What's he been up to? What's he doing?
He's standing very still. He's just staring at both of the tunnels. When you come in, like he turns around sharply and almost guiltily, and his mouth is just like there's lots of little cricket legs like poking out. And he goes, "I don't think anyone's following me." Hello, Master.
Hello, Leonard. And I'll walk over to him and put my lantern down and start untying him. Please go and tell the others that you've arrived safely and that the way is accessible.
Then just like clambers up to like the mouth of the little tunnel and goes, "The way is clear, masters."
It's quite a long way. It's not going to carry that far.
Okay, he starts scrabbling back through the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
He's really natural doing arms and legs, so it's unlike everyone else, he scuttles.
So meanwhile, outside in this sort of quarry area, we have Svint, Sweet Boy, Vatar and Dagwin are waiting, and eventually Leonard's little head just pokes out from between the rocks.
Ah, hello, Leonard. Is Godfin in there? Yes, the beautiful master. Yes, he is there. Hair so shiny and new. Wunderbar. Is it safe for us to go in? Yeah? Yes, masters. Many delicious things in here.
Delicious, you say?
And then he just turns around and starts scampering back in.
Well, Sweet Boy, I wish you well. He's de-armoured in the time that this has been happening, and he'll just dive in, just a slick diving motion into the crevice.
And Diane will say, as you're going out, shall we Earthbound stay and guard the cart and stay in the stable as you suggested that we do in the last town?
You're coming with us?
Oh yeah, because we let Leonard stay behind. Look at him go. He's having the time of his life. I think it's more like he's adapted to sort of life in these little things. No, you're coming with us, Dagwin.
Of course, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
In you go, Dagwin.
Do you want to make a morale roll, Dagwin?
Oh, that's a good point.
Do you want to roll over or under? Because that is the exact number.
The exact number's a pass.
Okay. So he'll go, of course, yes, whatever is required, yes.
Look, you'll be fine, Dagwin, okay? You'll be fine. Because if you don't, you're not going to be fine, okay?
Oh, I understand.
Good,
sir.
good.
Yes.
Up you go.
And scramble into the hole.
Dagwin, you don't like this. It's dark, it's uncomfortable, it's tight, and there's these really, really icky insects just crawling inches from your head. You can hear them chirping right, and you've got very sensitive hearing, so they're like chirping right next to you as you crawl along.
I'm coming behind you, Dagwin!
I'm just going to scramble as quick as I can and whimper.
So Vatar is leaving the crook behind. He's seen the passage. There's no way to get like a big staff. But that's not going to cause an incident. It's fine. Turns to Sweet Boy and says, "So Sweet Boy, if you want to attempt coming through, that's fine. If you can't fit, I understand. And I presume that if you can't fit and you stay behind, it's not because you are a coward, because I've seen you and I do not think you are a coward. That said, if you could be flexible as well as not a coward, I would really appreciate it because that flail is really, really handy."
You're not getting my flail.
No. I want you with the flail.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are very strong and brave.
Sure.
That's the closest to an affirmation I've ever gotten out of Sweet Boy. Okay, in I go.
Mm-hmm. So you dive in, and you see the distantly retreating form of Dagwin ahead of you.
Swin's dived in, one fluid motion. If you're up for it, I'd like to just emerge from the other side into the other room, just covered in bugs.
Yep.
Just completely just writhing.
Has he been the only one to do it on his back?
Not happy about it, but covered.
Svint sort of makes his way through, and the bugs, perhaps it's the smell of vomit, who knows, the bugs seem particularly attracted to Svint. Svint's not bothered by this. He's thinking, this would be a terrible place to meet a rat badger. And is Sweet Boy going to follow behind?
Sweet Boy's going to try to push in, maybe break in some of the rock.
And it's a very tight squeeze, but Sweet Boy sort of sucks himself in and sort of You can hear maybe some of the smaller boulders moving.
If Sweet Boy gets trapped between two rocks and plugs up the exit, I'm going to be very angry.
You can hear the old man's voice. You tell those heretic bastards that old Svint sent you.
Old Swind? Is he me from the future?
Svint.
I really like the idea of the future you is actually it's in 5 hours. When Vata is climbing through, the entire time he's going, ooh, something's coming to get you, Dagvin, ooh, because he's horrid. And he's still got the mitre on.
You might have to take it off for this.
It's going to get quite crushed, I'd imagine, and full of bugs.
It wasn't in a good way to begin with.
No, if I recall correctly, piss covered.
Piss smelling.
Piss stained.
Piss soaked.
Piss soaked, yeah, but it's not wet. Piss ridden.
Piss infused.
It's both dusty and musty.
Oh, yeah. That's the way he likes it.
All of you emerge into this cavern space.
Covered in bugs.
Covered in bugs.
Right.
You're all covered of dust and grime from the tunnel, except Gotvin, who just looks immaculate.
When you emerge, Gutvin has his ear to the door to the left, listening to it.
The doors have long ago sort of rotted away.
I suppose probably just peering in with the lantern then.
There's a doorway.
Yeah.
This room, all the walls are made of this same sort of heaped up stone. The floor, it's just full of, there's a lot of broken wooden benches, and there's empty crates, there's bits of broken glass. There's a cupboard at the back of the room, and there's a big pile of rusting, it looks like bird cages.
Bird cages? Well, I'll not tell Sven about that.
Oh my god. I've barged past you and seen past you.
Yeah.
You're trying to keep it from me, which is noted. Bird cages. What have I been telling you for the last 400 miles? It's the crows. The old man said heretic. What's more heretical than a small flying thing?
Cages are all, very few of them are intact. They're all
Exactly. They've burst out. They've formed into the shape of a magus, and they're hypnotising people with their bird hypnosis, like I've been telling you. This is it. This is the big one. We're all going to die bird-related deaths.
First of all, welcome. Secondly, counter theory, perhaps these are cages for canaries, so that if there are any poisonous gases under the ground, the canary will be killed by them, and people will not.
I don't have any prior entanglements with canaries, so I wouldn't know about that.
Yes, so, hello everyone. I haven't explored very much.
He was trying to keep it from us, you know? He saw these bird cages and he was like, oh, I better not tell Swind. Better not tell Swind that there's crows afoot.
It doesn't appear like there's any miners in this part of the structure.
From our viewpoint, in the central chamber with the gob wall, can we see anything else in the room with the bird cages? Or are there any exits?
No, it doesn't have any entrances and exits. There is at the end of the room a sort of large cupboard.
Okay. Well, let's have a look in the cupboard. Dagwin? Yeah, I'll go and open the cupboard.
Are you getting Dagwin to open the
I'm
cupboard?
guessing Dagwin to open the cupboard.
Does that require a morality test?
Does he smell anything from the cupboard?
This whole mine, it smells damp and old, as you would expect. Dagwin opens the cupboard and it's empty apart from...
Oh, is this a treasure roll?
No, there are 3 candles in there.
Oh, okay.
Excellent.
One for each of us with a soul.
Well, alright.
I just wanted it to note that. I don't believe that about the dogs, and I'll just look lovingly at Sweet Boy. Not touching him.
You just want to repeat a piece of racism?
I just find it an odd coincidence.
And it's perfectly reasonable number, one for me, one for you, and one for a third person. There's nothing else in this room apart from the cages, the candles, and the cupboard.
I'll inspect the cages.
They're fairly small, because this is getting into avian matters, it's somewhat your area of expertise.
Somewhat.
You suspect these cages would be a little bit too small for the average crow.
Oh. Yes, this is what angered them. They put them in there. The cages were too small. Their blood, or whatever they count as blood, was up. And then they revolted.
You don't have to have blood or not?
Well, you know.
I would think this is something that you're quite...
Yeah, that's true. Like, I've cracked a lot of them.
Okay, the other doorway to the east.
Yes, please.
Are you going in, or are you just going to look in?
I'm going to look in with the lantern.
It's roughly the same size as the room on the other side. The bulk of it seems to be taken up with some sort of mechanism of some sort. You're not sure exactly what it is. There's various sort of pipes coming out of it and going into the walls. And at one end, there's a pair of massive, now heavily moulded bellows or something.
Something to smelt metal with somehow, perhaps? That's what I know bellows to be able to do. Or to be useful for.
There's a heck of a lot of slag.
Is there like a fireplace in this machine?
Nothing like that, no.
Interesting.
Press on then, if there's no spookily things.
Well, if we can't interact with this thing, then yes, there's only one way to go, and it is further into the main tunnel area, further north.
You walk on and you notice that the ground underneath you, there are like wooden sleepers that would have maybe once had rails, but the actual metal has been taken up. But the sleepers are there, mostly covered by this black dust that gets everywhere. But there must have once been tracks for moving a minecart on.
Does it seem like they were taken up recently?
No, it seems like they went a long time ago.
Okay.
I imagine metal is quite expensive. If you know you're going to close down some mine, you just take the metal.
Well, I'm thinking along the lines of the cultists, the supposed non-crow cultists, are making this big spindly, metally thing, and I was like, oh, maybe they've already been in here and stripped of its spindly metal.
I think that's probably quite likely, yes.
Okay, no, I'm willing to believe that. That sounds legitimate.
They're probably constructing some sort of monument to themselves if they're brainwashing people and forming a cult.
I hope they're not building any of those metal monsters we saw in the last village.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, it was
He was a horror to look at, but who isn't?
It was nice.
Largely constructed of blades, if I recall.
Yeah.
Nice to us, but not very nice to other people. I just hope we don't see one of those.
No, that's fair.
And if we follow this direction?
This passageway goes on for another 20 or 30 feet, and there's crude timbers at each side holding it up. There's not been any sort of carpentry, it's just logs,
Right.
essentially, along the walls holding things up. As I say, everything's quite damp. There's lots of dripping water, lots of mould, lichen. You walk on another 20 feet or so, and the passageway continues, but the left-hand wall sort of disappears, and there's a space that's adjacent to the ongoing corridor, and you can see there's maybe 7 or 8. It's like partitioned off, but there's wooden partitions. It's essentially like a long rectangular room, which has been partitioned into 7 or 8 sections.
I wonder if this is the latrine.
Goodness.
I'd be willing to believe that.
Should be looking.
Send one of the dogs.
Leonard, you're up.
Leonard scuttles in. He sees there's maybe a little bit of straw lying on the ground in places.
Okay.
That sort of reinforms the latrine.
Could also be a stable.
But at the far end of the wall, there's a mouldering pile of, it looks like yolks for an animal.
Stable.
And there's a trough full of a sort of stagnant green water.
Ooh, I love a trough, but not a stagnant green one.
Must be for if they have like ponies pulling the carts, maybe.
And what is the trough made of?
Just stone.
Okay.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking if it's metal, then that goes against our theory that they're stripping the place of all the metal in it.
You suspect the corpse iron is probably a little bit too valuable to making animal things out of.
Yeah. Further on north then again, I guess.
You proceed on northwards, and after another minute or two, you come to a sort of junction. The passageway narrows out slightly, and the passage goes off in 2 directions, more or less northeast and northwest. The northeastern passageway heads roughly downwards, and the other one seems to slope upwards a bit.
Well, we don't know if they're going to continue on these directions forever, but we want to go up, so we should probably go upwards.
Yes, because downwards lies the deep, dark forest of despair.
The underground forest and potentially...
Whatever lives in that underground forest, which I would like to avoid seeing for as long as is possible.
You thinking it's some sort of fey bunny?
Don't even put that suggestion
That's
in
what
my
you're
mind.
thinking? Yeah, I can see it on your face.
Leonard's ears prick up at the mention of rabbits.
His quivering doubles in intensity.
Rabbits.
Up sounds good.
Well, let's go to the northwest then.
You carry on up this passageway, and you know what? You can almost feel a slight breeze. The air certainly smells slightly fresher going this direction. And then once again, you come to a split in the passageway.
Okay.
One passage heading more or less north, and the passage that you were on curves, so it's now the main bit of passage is heading more or less west now.
Any thoughts, or?
Just upwards, the upwards direction. We need to go upwards.
Are they both continuing upwards, or?
They're both continuing upwards at roughly the same angle, yeah.
The western one is a more kind of main-looking road.
It's slightly bigger, yeah.
Yeah, I'm tempted to say go for the less main road.
I'm willing to put some weight on that idea. Yeah, let's go for it.
Because as it is, we don't have any information really about where we're going or what's anywhere, so...
Or what we're doing, or why we're here.
Well, we know why we're here.
For tax reasons.
For tax reasons, yes, the tax.
For tax purposes. So that we don't end up in jail again.
Yes.
North.
You take the northern passageway, and almost immediately it widens out into a much broader chamber that you can see this has been dug out artificially. It's not a natural chamber, but your way's blocked. Running down the centre of this chamber, you can see that it does go on. There is another passage at the other side, but you can see there's like a massive crack, like a chasm in the ground. It's almost like some sort of tectonic split. You're walking up to, you can see it's in the ceiling and it's in the floor as well, just a big jagged crack, and there's a good maybe 20 feet across. You're not jumping this at all.
We don't have the Hermes sandals, we cannot jump the chasm.
No. Vatar, the sight of this chasm, just at some primal level, there's something deeply unsettling and also familiar about it. Just deep in your guts you get this icy feeling. There's something that, to you specifically, just feels really off about this big crack in the middle of a mine.
I'll be honest, chaps, unless either of you have any bright ideas about fording this, I would much rather we go down a different route. I don't care much for being here, actually.
Is it freaking you out, the big crack? The big crack in the world, the world crack.
It's probably just a fissure in the stone.
Don't listen to him. Listen to your fear. Let it take you. Let it just wash away into the abyss.
Yeah, I'm going. Goodbye. And he just turns and goes back down to the floor.
Any of the remaining people, are you going to go up and have a look?
No, I'll smugly follow after him.
I'll take my lantern and I'll look down.
Looking down, you cannot even see the bottom of this. You think maybe, if you listen closely, you can maybe hear like running water. You're not sure.
I'll take a coin and toss it in.
It disappears and you don't even hear the sound of it hitting anything.
Well, turn around, head back. So we've got one more direction to the west.
Oh, I don't care for... Oh.
You still thinking about it? The abyss.
Something really... Something very deep in me does not care for that.
It's a very humorous image you've been freaked out by this while still wearing the piss hat. The piss hat of the priest that was a skeleton that you murdered.
Have you always had a fear of heights?
No, it's not heights. It's not heights. There's something...
Is it depth?
Not really either. I've been in a lot of tombs. I've been in a lot of catacombs. There's just something about the Kraken's world I don't care for. And I don't want to think about it anymore. Let's move on. Let's move on with our lives. Because we're all about to die probably quite soon. So let's maybe not think about this crack and move westwards. We're moving westwards. I'm going westwards down this tunnel. I'm going westwards as far as we can
You're putting a brave face on it. But I think it'll be with you a while.
Once more, the veil between the real world and the Ludo realm has fallen. Join us next month as we journey deeper into the forbidding darkness of the mines of Markan. In the meantime, please leave us a like, subscribe and share us with your friends. If you want more from us, we have a Blue Sky and Instagram account. Links below. We also have a Patreon, where you can hear outtakes and deleted scenes, hear us discussing things we've been up to, and see Ludonaut inspired artwork. And, additionally, if you join up, we'll give you a shout out at the end, like so. Lana, Toasty Waffles, Stanley, Jackie, Lady Corvia, Rona, Vale, Little King Birdbrain, Stephen, Ty, Rachel and Jägershund. But for now, I shall descend back into the deep black abyss. Until next month, farewell.